Hey YouTubers, more is Rob Moffat. Guys, one of my wonderful viewers asked me a question, a request. I made this video about all the stores I'm using, uh, all the food storage, instead of going to the store. And they asked me, could I make a list of all the things I'm cooking from my food storage? And I said, you know what? It was Edie Boudreau. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right. Hope so. So instead of just making a list, I'll just take a photograph of the stuff I've been eating for last week, and that's what this video is going to be about. Not a really earth-shaking video, just kind of a short video of the stuff I've been eating, mostly out of food storage for the last week. And also, I made this video and I was whistling in it, and I asked in the video description if anybody could recognize the tune. I'd give them a shout out. And I always think nobody reads my video description, and I was happy to see 3 people replied. One person got the correct answer. It was T. Sabota. They recognized the tune from Cool Hand Luke. And so I'm giving a shout out to T. Sabota. Also, Greg Will Height got the answer wrong, but still want to give Greg a shout out. He thought it was from Laverne and Shirley. The theme song from Laverne and Shirley, which was an underrated show. I really like Lenny and Squiggy. And also, give it a swing outdoors with Smith. He also replied, wasn't the right answer, but still, I think he's got a really cool fishing channel. Anybody like fishing ought to check out old Mr. Smith. He's not old, I mean, just check out the channel, all right. But let's get started. What I've been eating for the last week, mostly out of my food storage. This is something I'd never done before. I was making this flatbread. It's a no-knead bread. You need bread, but you don't. But you don't have to knead it. You know what I mean? It's makes a wonderful, sort of like a English muffin. Happen to have about 5 pounds of cheese on hand for the calamity. Cheddar, of course. And it makes really good little sandwich bread. Sandwich bread. Got little holes in it. Takes butter and sauces and cheese really good. Use it with my fish, my mackerel. And a lot of people look down their nose at mayonnaise, but in this trying time situation, it's good to have some comfort food, and I think there's a place for mayonnaise in the cupboard. You know, nothing wrong with mayonnaise out of a jar. Although I do like Duke's. The Hellmann's is good too. This is from McCann corn. Nice, sweet. These are my black beans. I make about twice a week. These are the pasta made with tomato and spinach and with a little cheese. Now, a lot of people buy the oodles of noodles, which is there's the ramen noodles, I should say. And there's nothing wrong with ramen. In fact, I've got a few this week. But I find that you get a better value from the boxes of pasta because you can cook them up really quickly, and they just seem to taste better than the ramen. But ramen has its place too. Nothing wrong with ramen. I've eaten plenty of it. The old, did we skip something? Yes, we did. This is breakfast every morning with raisins and nuts and coconut and cold oats with peaches and powdered milk. Everything here is from the cupboard. Well, the powdered milk's in the refrigerator, but everything else, and the oats are in the refrigerator too, to be fair. This is the fish spread on the bread with the ginger tea that I've learned to like. This is my potato hash with some corned beef from a can, and my pasta with cheese and tomatoes and corn and a cup of Peril, which is a coffee substitute because I can't have the caffeine, and a big slice of the cornbread that has molasses and apples and raisins and coconut. I've been eating tons of it. Make it on top of the stove real easy. This is my protein drink with the blueberries every day. Just put blueberries in the water overnight. They're dried. Add a little bit of protein powder and you're good to go. The immersion blender is really handy. One of my favorite utensils in the kitchen. More fish spread. This is cream cheese with the cornbread. Who knew? Are you getting ready for some cornbread? Fish sticks, which are underrated. You put these in the microwave for 90 seconds and they're good to go. Corn and my black beans. Black beans are so simple. Just add a little bit of Italian dressing. If I run out of Italian dressing, I can add a little oil and vinegar, a little tiny bit of sugar and spices. Make my own. And some American salsa. More of my delicious cornbread. Breakfast again with some tea. As the days go by, I haven't still got tired of the fish. So having it every day on the bread. Toast the bread, it's even better. Now collards, I was really missing vegetables, and these are from the can, but they're kind of spicy. Maybe a little too much sodium than I would hope for, but it's better to make them on your own. You don't get the sodium. But these are the little chicken sausages you get at a dollar store. Put them in the microwave for 90 seconds. And my hash, potatoes, tomatoes, celery, onion, olives. It's a nice little hash, vegetable hash. This is the bread with the corned beef and the cheese and a little bit of ketchup. Put it all in the microwave for like 45 seconds. It's delicious. The bread is soft, cheesy. I want some right now, actually. Some more blueberry shake. Good to go. This is fish, mackerel. Put a little Italian dressing and parsley on it. Grill it for 12 minutes. The key is rinse it when it's in a can and get all the salt off and everything. Leave the bones in. More bread. This is so easy to cook. You just mix it up, let it sit overnight. Next day, put it in the oven for 35 minutes. And you only use 1/8 of a teaspoon of the yeast instead of like a whole teaspoon. So your yeast is going to last a long time. I couldn't find yeast in Amazon or in the store. Everybody has gotten tired of making masks and hand sanitizer. Now they're all baking bread. I don't blame them. That's a good sign. When everybody switches over to bread, that's a good sign. These are really nice. Toasted with some butter. Doggone. With some butter and jam, even better. Just cooling them off. Look at all the little nooks and crannies. That's as good as an English muffin. Oh, you getting tired of the fish yet? Oh, I got a surprise for you coming up. More beans. I really like these beans. I was surprised. Really like the cornbread too. Gaining weight. More blue stuff. This is cranberry drink made from the dried cranberries. Put it in the pressure cooker for a minute. Oh, my pressure cooker blew. But I've been cooking with a pressure cooker my whole life. I never had one blow on me. With a little, I guess the cranberry plugged up the hole, and so it built up the pressure so high, and it blew the top off the pressure cooker, and I had like a volcano coming out in the kitchen of steamy cranberry juice coming into the kitchen. It was hilarious. I was surprised. And more goodness. Now, where's the surprise coming? We're getting ready for it. Here we go. This is a change for the better. Look at this. These are the cheese raviolis from the dollar store. You get 12 in a bag, or used to anyway. I had them in storage. I got like a dozen bags. And a little bit of sauce from the can, the tomato sauce. Dollar can of Heinz. And some mushroom from the jar. I got about a dozen jars on hand. And more little chopped up chicken sausages. And maybe some black olives. Peanut butter and jelly. I grew up on peanut butter and jelly. And jam. I'm kind of partial to jam. I'm a jam man. Eating too much bread, though. What do you think? And this is what I wake up to in the morning. I go in the front room, and I'm having to quarantine like everybody else. But when you got a nice view like this, even though this is a drainage canal, only goes like 10 blocks, but you got fish and birds and wildlife and people walking their dogs. And I got a little mini trampoline and do some exercises. And sure, we're quarantined, we're at home, but thank God. Imagine being quarantined where you had to be outside and you couldn't come inside. At least we've got air conditioning and water and power, internet. I mean, so long as you got some food set by, you might not have a job in a few weeks, but still, it could be worse. More breakfast, powdered milk. I make the powdered milk, let it sit overnight. Next day, it's fine. Nuts, coconut, raisins, peaches, oats. Nothing wrong with that. Easy to make. You boil it, you put it in the oats, turn off the stove, put on the lid. When it calms down, when it's all cool, put it in the refrigerator, eat it for a week. More cheesy bread with some fish and some tea, unsweetened. More cornbread and peaches. More pasta with sausages and ravioli or mushrooms and tea. And more cornbread. Tea, easy to make. Good to go. More fish. Here's some ramen noodles. This is a whole pack of ramen noodles, a half a can of tuna. Inexpensive tuna. Packed in water. And some broccoli steamed in the microwave for like 3.5 minutes. With some black olives and a little bit of Romano, grated Romano. And olive oil. Very nice lunch. Excellent. This is not bad either. You got some black beans fresh, some corn that's sweet out of the can. I was surprised how nice it tastes. And the really tasty, hearty collard greens with the fish sticks. Very plain, simple cooking. Nothing fancy, but it's very hearty, pleasant tasting. This was an experiment. I have a lot of black beans that are dried. I was wondering if I could sprout them. I read up that people can eat sprouted black beans, so I soaked them overnight and put them into my jar, and I rinsed it out about 3 times a day, and I was kind of disappointed. These beans are old. They're over 6 years old. In the can, they're good to eat for 30 years. But they don't germinate too well. They don't sprout too well. This was a failure. If you're expecting to sprout your beans, and if they've been in the can for a long time, dried, this was not too successful. This is about all I got. Like a little tiny bit out of a handful. So, and the rest of them didn't look very good. So that was a failure. The wheat germinates very well. I've been making some wheatgrass and trying other things. It germinates excellent. So that was a failure. But other than that, mashed potatoes and gravy. Gravy's from the pouch, not too bad. Tomato, little salsa, homemade salsa. Corn, sausage, and more collard greens. Nothing wrong with that. So guys, that's what I've been eating for a week. Hope this is something that piques your curiosity and answers a few questions. It's not eating too high on the hog, but I tell you, I'm gaining weight, and I'm pleasantly surprised and happy with the things I've been eating. All right, guys, put on new videos every week. Been doing it for about 13 years. Got over 800 videos. Got a bunch of playlists on many different things. Got a bunch of cool people I feature on my channel here. No relation to me. They would deny it anyway. And like I said, a lot of different subjects on different things. It's been a pleasure. I hope everybody out there is staying safe and staying grateful and thankful and ready to make things happen again once we're back on our feet and out there and about. And just try to stay calm and don't eat too much. All right, guys. Take care. See you out there.